guys, Shane from MCC 4x4 here. Today we're going to be fitting a 702 bar, a Falcon A-frame to the BYD Shark. So stay tuned, we're going to go step by step how to do it. The fitting instructions are very similar between the Falcon and the Phoenix. All the same bracketry, just a different bar face, but it's all based on the same profile. So it's very similar fitting steps, just the electrical wiring gets a little bit different just because you've got DRLs incorporated into the Phoenix bar. But today we're doing a Falcon bar. So we'll get into it now. Stay tuned. So remove the top radiator cover. Unscrew. Side cutters. So now we're going to remove the plastics underneath the headlights, but this one has electrical in, so we're going to cut off the plug, not the plug, we're going to cut off the clip for it, so they'll no longer be clipped in. Got the cable tie that's holding them, the bottom and top. Careful not to cut the cable. Couple M6s up. Doesn't actually do anything. Move that. So you don't need to retain any of the old bolts. We've provided brand new high tensile bolts. Run all the bolts up. Yeah, if we don't tighten it evenly, it'll basically leave an air gap between the bracketry and the chassis, and that'll cause bits to bend, bolts to fracture. After you run them up with an impact gun, make sure you go back over them all by hand to make sure by hand they're all good. Even though all the bolts are zinc coated and rust protected, I like to give them an extra layer of protection. I just like to coat them in black. It's a personal preference. It also blacks out behind the bar as well, that you can remove if you are fitting a winch. If you're not, you can leave it there, completely up to you. But to be removed it, so we just remove it just in case. This one's not getting a winch, but in the future it makes it a bit quicker and easier. So what you do is be careful not to cut the cable. Cut it off rather than leaving two bolt holes open. Just pop them back there. This here can just be wrapped around the back and cable tied up, so it's nice and out of the way. To black it out behind the bar, it's called a shadow line. If you paint this intrusion bar black, it kind of covers up and masks that there's anything behind the bar. It gives the bar a nice defined edge to it. If you black out stuff behind it, and you delicate trick, and bash them open. Going to unscrew all of the radars. Unclip sensors. This is a model with only two, so I'll unclip that. Awesome. All right. So, lower portion So the electrical harness has been disconnected, as you can see there. We're going to leave pretty much the majority of that connected up the top. We're going to take the camera out to get relocated to the bar, so we'll unscrew that. Now the bar's ready to go on once all the cabling's all tied up and the sensors are in and the silicon's on the sensors. One thing to note is that the way we've ran everything is that you can't see the cabling through the center ports there where you access the winch. It's not going to grab your hand when you put your hand in there, so it's up nice and high. And also through the holes on the top of the bar, you can't see the cabling through those as well. The white plug that is for the top DRL light in the grille, the plug, once you take the harness out of the bumper and put it into the bar, this white plug is going to have to be extended because the white plug, what gets plugged into it, is up here. So the plug's down here, but it needs to be up here. So we're going to extend it, so when we put the bar on, we can plug it in later on. So we're only going to extend it about 1 metre, just so we have a little bit of extra slack, but it's not over the top that we're extending it too much. It's just enough to be able to get to the plug and then to be able to secure it. Make it easier to access the headlight plugs, we're going to remove the headlights. They're still fairly accessible, but the easier the access, the easier the job, the better the wiring. Alrighty guys, so we put the bumper back on, we've secured it up at the top. We're going to leave the top open for now, we'll put that on last. We've clipped it in, we can still get access to that white plug just up here for the one we extended. So we'll get the bar on and then plug that in. We've clipped all the flares back on, we've chopped the flare. Pretty much there's a U-shaped notch in it. At the bottom of the U-shape, you just chop it off. It's unseen, it's behind the bar, so you just chop that off. And then clip it all back on, give it a nice wipe down because there's a few spots that are hard to get to if we're washing the car afterwards. So we've set the bar in place, we've squared it up, we're just putting the wing braces on now. Alright, so now we have the bar in place, we've lined it up, we've also put the wing braces on and we've tightened everything and we've double checked everything. We can go ahead and chuck the grille access ports on, so they're nice and on there. And there we have it, bar's fitted. We've gone through and we've double checked everything. All the bolts are tight and torqued to spec. We've checked all the lights, we've checked all the sensors. Now all that's left to do is go for a good 10, 15, 20 minute drive even, just to make sure no codes come up, make sure all the sensors are working flawlessly, and also making sure the front 3 radar modules are working correctly. So take it for a long test drive, 10, 15, 20 minutes even, just to make sure no codes come up. And if no codes come up and everything works fine and all the dash and lights are coming up as they're supposed to, then it's all good. You're set and ready to go. If it does come up with any codes or anything like that, you may want to adjust the sensors. If you get held up or stuck, you be sure to call either Trev or myself, Shane, at MCC 4x4 Accessories. We'll be able to help you out and be able to guide you through it. Or if you're local to Epping and if you're not too sure, if the code persists, you can come in store, we can get you booked in and we can help you out. So we're always there if you need. We've got a really good sales team under us. So yeah, MCC 4x4 Accessories, BYD Shark, Falcon Bar. Cheers.